So thanks for joining us. This campaign 2021, kind of equal measures of disinterest and anger, maybe even more anger than disinterest. What do you make of this?
Well, people get angry when they feel that somebody else has caused something negative in their life, right? In theory, people can be angry at themselves, but 99% of the time we're angry at somebody else. We believe that somebody has caused us some kind of harm, whether it's physical, financial, emotional. And I don't think it's a stretch to say that a lot of people have felt that harm has come to them because of somebody else, and whether it's the government or scientists or doctors. Obviously, a lot of it's out of our control. So I think there's just a general heightened sense or feeling of anger amongst the population. And right now, with the election going on, some people, those who feel that the government has caused them harm, are directing their anger, their response to the Trudeau campaign.
Have you seen anything like this in past campaigns? Do you draw comparisons with this amount of anger that people are showing? There's pictures circulating of the Prime Minister being hung, for example. There's some pretty crazy, angry stuff out there.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I think it's been a long time, right? A very long time. I think if you look back to the Winnipeg general strike, it was followed a pandemic. Obviously, I wasn't there. But that feeling of anger because something external to you caused you harm is very similar with the same sorts of parallels. Maybe you go to the United States, the Vietnam War, where Americans blamed the government for sending their young people to fight in this seemingly pointless war, was another one where we saw that level of anger. So it has been a long time, but I think it's pretty easy to pinpoint the source of anger for most people right now.
Mm-hmm. How do you think that this is all going to shake down, I guess, come election day?
That's an excellent question. I wish I knew. I think, generally speaking, Canadians are a pretty calm group of people. So to see this level of display of anger is very unusual for us. We're accustomed to seeing it in some other countries. So I think things will calm down. What will be interesting is the extent to which people take action based on their anger, right? So are people just being vocal, or is this going to spur people to go out and actually vote on September 20th? The political scientists can tell you more about them than I can. My belief is that it will, and we're seeing into the polls right now that there's an increase in support for the Conservatives versus the Liberals. But my research suggests that when people are angry, they want less government, right? So they support conservative economic principles. They want lower taxes. They want less government spending because they think the government's taking stuff from them. So they want to keep more from themselves. And if you look at what the Conservatives are, the platform that they're pushing, that is exactly what it is: reduce spending, lower taxes. So to the extent that people would respond to their feelings of anger by supporting conservative economic principles, then I believe that we should see an increase in support for the Conservatives.
I guess we should probably keep it all in perspective a little bit too when we talk about us being angry here during this election. And we're not like U.S. level angry with the election that they just had, right? We haven't gone that far yet.
We seem to be a little calmer, but the source of Canadians in general are, we're a calmer people. We're less expressive. We're certainly less polarized in election campaigns. Really, the difference between the Conservatives, the Liberals, even the NDP is not that great. I lived in the United States for 5 years, which actually is what inspired my research, and trying to understand what would lead people, to be more angry, and then how that might affect their voting behavior. Mm-hmm. And so I think what we're seeing is similar to what's happened in the United States, but it's at a different level. So it's high for Canadians, and we're just not used to it. But I will say this: I think that there are very few Canadians who haven't been touched in one way, shape, or form by the pandemic in a negative way, whether it's restriction, you lost your job, some financial hardship, even just a loss of freedom, right? So people can't go do what they want. I have 3 children. They can't partake in their activities. They can't go to school. So I feel like some harm has come to me. Now, the question of anger is, do I blame somebody else for that?
Right.
Right. And to the extent that people are blaming the government, that's what we're seeing. So there's a proportion of the population that's blaming the government for whatever harm has come to them. And I expect those people will lead Conservative when they go to the polls on September 20th.
Well, I guess we will see you on September 20th. Thank you so much for taking time to share your thoughts with us on this. Awesome talking to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Have a great day.
You too.